3, 2, 1. I, Zohran Mamdani, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
the
duties of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York, according to the best of my ability. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be diving deep into the inauguration of Zohran Mamdani as the new mayor of the city of New York. This wasn't just a change of office. It was a loud and apologetic statement about the future of this city. It's a moment unpacked with history and a truly audacious political agenda. We're going to be breaking down the symbolism, the huge policy moves, and most importantly, the massive polarized reaction this whole event has garnered and generated. There's been a ton of noise online about everything from his oath to his socialist policies, and we are going to get to the heart of what has been said. So let's start with the one moment that really kicked off this controversy. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Please repeat after me. I, Zohran Mamdani,
I, Zohran Mamdani,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Charter of the City of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York,
of the office of the Mayor of the City of New York,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Itself was immediately steeped in controversy and historical significance. Mamdani, as the first Muslim mayor of the city of New York, chose to take his oath with the Qur'an, and specifically his own grandfather's, and also a historic copy from the Schomburg Center. And here is where the polarization exploded. On one side, you had the defenders, progressive groups and civil rights leaders who hailed this as a moment of unprecedented religious diversity. They argued, look, this is what New York is about. This is a reflection of the city's actual diversity, finally represented in the highest office. They say it is a beautiful, necessary rejection of the traditional Christian-centric power structure in the city of New York.
Zohran Mamdani was just sworn in on a Qur'an. Is that even legal? George Washington was sworn in on a Bible, but the Constitution doesn't actually make a reference to any specific book. And in 1825, John Quincy Adams actually swore in on a book of laws, and he did this on purpose because he felt his oath was a constitutional one, not religious. And so the answer is he can be sworn in on any book, including the Qur'an.
Mamdani swearing in the Quran, I would just like to say to all the people who said it's unconstitutional, the Constitution literally says freedom of religion, however you want to practice it in whatever religion you want. So if you want to say, I don't like that, if you want to say that's unchristian, those are two things that you can say. Unconstitutional is like, not, that's not it, because like they covered that and they said it was fine.
If you're upset that Mayor Mamdani swore his oath using a Quran, don't forget that Trump took his oath without putting his hand on any religious book.
But let's just be direct here, people. The negative commentary was loud and immediate. Certain conservative commentators were quick to call it an American, radical, and a dangerous move towards theocracy. The sheer outrage felt disproportionate and, honestly, a classic example of a political base panicking over perceived loss of cultural dominance. They just couldn't handle the visual of a Muslim taking office with his hand on a holy book despite themselves using the Bible time and time again since the inception of the city of New York. It was a clear cultural war trigger and Mamdani knew it. This is why the move was so powerful in my books.
I would like to formally congratulate every white liberal living in New York City that voted for their very own destruction. You got it. You wanted it. It's here. Jan 1st, sworn in. Now, y'all thought y'all were about to get Zohran Mamdani, your friendly neighborhood democratic socialist for the people. What y'all about to realize real soon is that you got Zohran Mamdani. That's right. Zohran Mamdani. That's him right there. And let's just say he's coming with a different energy, a different agenda. Let's just say that the people he represents, well, it's not the people who got him in. At least not all of them, if you catch what I'm throwing. There's people who definitely wanted him in, but y'all ain't a part of the plan. Oh, and for anybody who thinks I'm being quote unquote Islamophobic by labeling the man Zohran Mamdani, the man literally swore into office with 2 Qur'ans or however it is you want to say it. 2 of them.
I'm going to tell you the tales of two peoples. On one end of the world, we have the extremely brave people of Iran standing up and fighting back against their oppressive regime because they so badly crave their freedom, no matter what the cost is. Many of them have lost their lives in these incredibly brave acts, standing up and making their voices heard. What are they fighting against, you might ask? Well, of course, the Islamic regime. How was the Islamic regime able to come in and take over Iran and destroy what was once a beautiful, free country? Well, by teaming up with the communists, of course. They made the communists all sorts of promises. They told them that they would be ruling side by side, that much of what they desired to be implemented would actually come to fruition. And with this partnership, they were able to win the revolution, completely take over the government, and then kill all of the communists because they never had any interest in actually working together. They just needed people who were dumb enough to buy into a concept like communism in order to fight their battles for them. And then once they got in, they had no intentions whatsoever of ever relinquishing power or letting the citizens live free again. And then on the other side of the world, in New York City today, we watched Zohran Mamdani, a Muslim socialist, be sworn in using a Qur'an. I'm sorry, I don't care who this offends. America is a country of biblical principles, not the Quran. I do not need a leader being sworn in on a book that says that if he even fears disobedience from his wife, it is permissible for him to strike her. I do not need a politician being sworn in on a book that quite literally openly states that Christians and Jews are not their friends and that they don't need to listen to a word that they say and that they are inferior to them, which is why it's permissible to make them pay a special tax for just existing, right? I don't need a leader sworn in on a book that says it is permissible for them to lie in wait to ambush anybody who goes against their teachings and then to kill them. I don't need people sworn in on a book that says it is permissible to take sex slaves and force them to sleep with you after you murder their entire family, right? I don't need a leader that believes in those principles. We are watching what happened in Iran happen in America in real time, and if you don't see the parallels, it means you're not paying attention.
Now, we pivot to the part that really affects every New Yorker's wallet, his policy agenda. Mamdani didn't mince his words. He promised to govern expansively and audaciously as a proud democratic socialist. We are talking about huge structural changes such as rent freeze, free buses, and universal childcare.
I was elected as a democratic socialist, and I will govern as a democratic socialist. I will not abandon my principles for fear of being deemed radical. As the great senator from Vermont once said, what's radical is a system which gives so much to so few and denies so many people the basic necessities of life. We will strive each day to ensure that no New Yorker is priced out of any one of those basic necessities. And throughout it all, we will, in the words of Jason Terrence Phillips, better known as Jadakiss or Jay to the moi, be outside. Because this is a government of New York, by New York, and for New York. Beginning today, we will govern expansively and audaciously. We may not always succeed, but never will we be accused of lacking the courage to try. To those who insist that the era of big government is over, hear me when I say this. No longer will City Hall hesitate to use its power to improve New Yorkers' lives.
And this is where the policy commentators went into a complete frenzy. The critics, especially fiscal conservatives and real estate lobbyists, immediately cried foul. They argued that these policies are in fact fiscally irresponsible. They claimed that the rent freeze is unconstitutional and will kill the housing and construction industries. They also argued that free buses will bankrupt the MTA. Their main argument is a tired one. The budget can't handle it, and this is utopian fantasy that will lead to economic collapse.
We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our
New York, I promise you do not want this. People are cheering because of a common misconception. A lot of people believe that individualism means isolating yourself, doing things alone, and just hating working with other people. While I think collectivism means working as a team, having strong relationships with your friends and family, and just generally being nice to people. And that all sounds great on the surface, doesn't it? But that's not what these terms mean at all. Individualism means recognizing that people are individuals. It means recognizing that you and other people have your own values, talents, dreams, and personalities. And it means letting people live their lives according to those individual traits. So as an individualist, you can choose to work as a team to have great relationships with your friends and family, but the thing is those relationships are chosen based on who they are as people. While collectivism means treating people like NPCs, like cogs in a machine. People are treated and judged based on superficial labels like race, age, income, nationality, or, some other fact about them that tells you nothing about who they are as a person. Now, I know someone's going to come into my comments and say, but when Mamdani talks about collectivism, he's just talking about teamwork, not all that other bad stuff. But let's remember that Mamdani is a self-proclaimed socialist. And yes, socialism encourages teamwork, but with who and based on what? Under socialism, the government chooses your teams, but the government doesn't know who you are or what you want out of life. So when socialists like Mamdani make decisions for you or for the good of society, they are not treating you as an individual. They are treating you as a cog in the machine, and therefore they can't make decisions that are best for you and for your life. They don't even know you. I mean, think about it this way. Which sounds warmer? Being surrounded by people who you chose to be in your life because they share your values and make your life better as you try to achieve your goals and your dreams? Or letting some politician determine how you live your life when they have no idea who you are and they're not able to read your mind? If you prefer option 2 and don't want to outsource your decisions to some bureaucrat, congratulations, you're an individualist and Mamdani is not your friend.
However, his defenders are strongly pushing back, and I believe that they have a strong point here. They argue that the system is already broken. For them, these ideas aren't radical. They are just necessary structural corrections that need to happen. They argue that the cost of inaction, and that is rising homelessness, crippling debt, and stagnant wages, are far greater than the cost of Mamdani's proposals. They frame it as a necessary economic move to stabilize the working class and promote equitable growth.
All of us have heard how Zohran's opponents have called the agenda that he campaigned on radical, communistic, and absolutely unachievable. Really? That's not what we believe. In the richest country in the history of the world, making sure that people can live in affordable housing is not radical. Providing free and high-quality childcare is not radical. Countries all over the world have done it for years. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, demanding that the wealthy and large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, according to me, I think that these moves will be extremely expensive, but in the long run, the intent is to clearly recalibrate the entire city's economic priorities towards the citizen, not the corporation. So, I believe that Mamdani is ready to fight, and it's going to be really, really brutal for him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this? Was the criticism fair, or is it just political fear-mongering? And according to you, do you think that the rent freeze will hold up in the long run? Let me know about this down in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like, and I hope that you liked today's video, and if so, I hope to catch you all in the next one. Peace.